Sheriff Steve Prator is standing by. Hey, Sheriff Steve, how are you today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
So the sheriff and the sheriff's department, explain this to us real quick to sort of set the stage. You set property taxes? What? I didn't know that, and I'll bet a lot of people don't.
Oh, no, I don't set the property taxes. No, all I can do is what we call roll forward or go into accept the full amount that the citizens of Caddo Parish voted for. And when the property values deviate from that, I can either adjust it to what it is, or I can roll it forward to account for the increased property value, which would bring in a little more tax money forward. And that's all that simply means.
And this is just the property tax that is dedicated to the sheriff's office?
That's correct. That's
okay.
The property tax for the sheriff's office. And you know, in order to do that, we have to post it in the media, and we have to hold a public hearing. Of course, I make the final decision for the sheriff's office, and so you know, I'm very proud of the sheriff's office and the way we run our finances and how tightly and accountable we are with our money. And things have increased so much in price that and the needs and the demands that are placed on law enforcement that we really needed the extra $440,000, which is really, it's a lot of money, but it's just a drop in the bucket compared to $80 million. And so I had posted and had the hearing, and during the hearing there were some things that were said that really struck a chord with me and was exactly the fiscal conservative way that I believe. And so instead of doing what I had decided to do and had planned on justifying doing, I thought about it again, and I decided just to try it again with what we're getting.
What was said? What did someone say that changed your mind?
They brought to the fact that there's so much waste in government. We hear so much waste in government, and I get so aggravated. I'm embarrassed sometimes that I'm even part of government. And the sheriff's office, like I say, I'm proud of what we do, and I invite anybody to come in and look at the way we spend our money. I was telling them, you know, just came off the top of my head that, I mean, we don't have a Keurig machine down there. We don't have a coffee service. We make our coffee. We don't have bottled water, either the big bottles or the little bottles. If you come to my office and you want some water, no matter what kind of meeting we might be in, you get tap water. I mean, that's the kind of, you get a glass of tap water.
You held the public hearing, which is required, and this massive crowd of 6 people showed up.
Right.
Were you surprised by the lack of interest?
No, I think there's a lot of interest, but there's a lot of folks that just don't take time because they don't think the government will listen to them. One of the men came down there and said, you know, we figured if we came down to the sheriff's office, you would at least talk to us during the hearing. And we did. We just sat around and had a talk. Everybody got to say what they wanted to say. And like I say, I agreed so much with what they said that even after advertising this and even after taking all the hits that I took about even having the hearing, because see, if I hadn't wanted to roll forward, I wouldn't even had to have the hearing.
Aaron's just chomping at the bit. Give us the soundbite. Tell us what you've decided to do or not do and what it's going to mean for Caddo Parish property taxes. I
decided not to roll forward, and I did it and told the crowd there, the people that were there, I told them, I said, this is kind of like throwing down the gauntlet to the other agencies. I said, everybody's sick of paying taxes. We're so overtaxed in Caddo Parish. We feel like we don't get the services that we deserve. And so let's all, as government agencies, let's show people that we're listening to them, and let's serve them better and do it in a more fiscally efficient way. And I know there's a lot of leaders in Caddo Parish that are going to be they're going to be torqued at the sheriff. And I don't mean it personally, because I know everybody's trying hard, or most of them are trying hard. And, you know, so I don't know, mad as they might want to get, you know, I'm just trying to do what I think is right, and let's build some confidence back up in government.
Okay, you have your big boy britches on, as you always do. Without this, you're going to tighten your belt. Why hadn't you tightened your belt before now?
Well, we have tightened our belt before. Yeah, that's a very good question. We will end up trying to figure out smarter ways to serve the public. One thing we decided was to, instead of replacing our cars at the recommended 100,000 mile mark, we're going to nurse them to 120,000. So that's one of the things that it will cost in maintenance, and it'll cost in some things, but it's something that we can do to cut back on some expenses and tighten our belt even further.
Do you urge other government agencies to do the same, find ways to really tighten it up? Because that's what the public wants.
Right. If we can find some way to tighten up or some way to cut something that possibly that we're already doing that's not as important as we may put a value on it, the public may not want to pay for that. And that's what it's going to get down to, is if the public wants to pay for a particular thing, then it'll come to pass. Sometimes we decide things that the public wants or needs, and it's not necessarily what they think.